Hi, good afternoon. It's Ajazz from London, and we got Paulina, and this is our 14th program for long-term relationship. This topic is how to have a good conversation or great conversation, and this is the key to success as well. So yes, Paulina, go ahead, please.
Yes, good afternoon. Today the topic about conversation, the secret of good conversation and the importance of conversation in every relationship because it's quite often visible that people don't talk, they can't talk, they don't talk, and then a lot of misunderstandings and problems. So we should start that it's a really basic and fundamental and so important to keep conversation in the whole life in relationship, and it's not about just talking and to each other anyhow somehow, because when the talking is when the conversation is not is unconstructive, quite often it can be painful, harmful, hurtful, and instead of bringing people closer together, it distances them. So today about some tips, secrets, how to talk that it it will be constructive for the relationship. Um, Maybe I have some ideas. Not
Yeah.
every single one I thought that is worthy to share, but I have few really important. You can add your own.
Uh-huh.
And first on my list, because I have everything prepared, is just to start a conversation. To know for every single couple that is necessary in every relationship, that it's really basis for building a healthy long-term relationship. And why maybe some benefits you can add something. I will add some benefits of good of conversation. Just
Mhm.
brings you closer. First of all, conversation brings you closer. Deepens intimacy. Allows you to relieve emotions. When you don't talk, you are full of your thoughts, misunderstandings, your doubts, your emotions, keeping inside. So talking regularly, constantly helps you, allows to relieve emotions, relieve tension, express your thoughts. You have the possibility to say loudly about your needs. Deepens self-awareness, enables you to get to know each other, agree on something or disagree. So maybe you can add some additional, but a lot of benefits. So first, you should just keep in your mind that it's fundamental and start conversation. Not to be afraid, not to leave for another time. Just start conversation. Another secret tip, advice: explain right now. Right now doesn't mean right now, but just regularly. Not to don't lead to accumulate all these matters, emotional complaints, judging, accusations to the later time, because with time it will be bigger, heavier problem and luggage to relieve. Um, so express yourself on a regular basis, and talk about all experience. How do you feel? What do you worry about your wants, injuries? So don't keep it for later, because then you like let them rot. By doing it regularly, you constantly clean yourself and the relationship. You clean relationship, so you have space to build really healthy relationship. Give yourself time. So I mentioned explain right now, but it depends on the situation. Give yourself time. It's about the situation, because sometimes you are so angry, so furious, so nervous. So better to take some minutes to just calm down, to leave the stress, because to take a moment, just yes, to think calmly and then come back to talk, because when you are emotionally moved, you can say or even do something that you will be ashamed, and then you will regret, and then some really painful words can be spoken, and they can be painful for the other side, and then you need to apologize. So we don't want to such situation to apologize, to regret, um, because you remember every single word. It's really better to think, to rest, to take a moment to distance yourself, for example leaving a room for a moment, go to another, or even go outside for short walk to breathe, to no, just to film calmly, and then after this short time, ready to return to conversation, to talk, not to fight, because it's important to talk, not to argue, not to fight. It's about conversation that really is something that helps you to bring you closer and to build something good, not to fight. Another secret tip: take care of the quality. It's important to create the space, the atmosphere, the time, the place, to have right amount of time, not to be distracted by TV near, by phones calling, by kids entering, talking, asking, by some calls, not to be distracted, because it's really like your holy time for your relationship, for your life. So you should be respectful for another person. So take care of the quality. It's about creating the space, atmosphere, the moment, not to be trapped facing the topic that right now, in the corridor, yeah, between the kitchen and the room, we need to talk about something right now. It's not good, absolutely. So it's about really respect for your partner, and finding right time and space and atmosphere and moment and everything, to talk to your, even ask your partner if he is ready to talk now, not to
Mm,
force the idea. It's respectful, and when he is ready, when he has this readiness, um, we can talk. Talk when it's good. I don't mean to talk only about good things, but talk when it's good, because many people, it's as well my observation, people communicate uh, easily when there are some problems. We need to talk. We need to talk about this, about money, about fees, about kids, about problems, about health. And whenever we have problem, something is not going well, we need to talk. It's not good, because if it's all the time the same, with time, conversation for us will mean embarrassing something, not nice, that by force. It shouldn't be like that. So I don't know if you can agree with me, uh, because it's also about talking about difficult problems. But as I told, my observation is that people talk a lot about all the problems in the family and the health and gossiping and lack of this and problem at school and duties. You should, but it's still not good. With time, it will be, you will try to avoid any conversation. Nothing
mm,
good. So it's good to talk. Uh, just about everything, what is good
mm,
between us, planning common leisure time, going holidays,
mm,
why we are happy, reminding about our feelings, love, plans, as well about good things. So talk when it's good, not to create that it's only when some problems, some troubles.
mm,
Talking rituals is similar like the quality. So it's good, and I know many couples that they created own rituals. It can be every day. It's great when every day. It can be during evening hours when kids are in beds, and You after dinner, you have time, you can sip calmly and talk. And rituals, I mean, some candle flowers with hot tea, whatever, but it's like holy time for you. And I know many people that they continue. It can be good, it could be good every day, but sometimes impossible. So at least once per week, to talk calmly. It can be Sunday after dinner. Some people, it's really charming because I know people um, many years in marriage, and still after many years they continue to write love letters from time to time, to send love messages on phone. It's really wonderful, and many rituals, some very personal, not to share, but it's up to every couple to create such rituals for themselves. Um, Surely, it will help with keeping this relationship long romantically. I mean, to it will be very helpful. Another tip: talk about yourself. It's not about being selfish and me, my life, but it's because it's similar like this, talking about only problem. Many people, they start talking with arguments. You did it wrong. You should do this. All the time. You are guilty. You are guilty. You should this. All the time about the person, about his thoughts. What did he do wrong? And then how it ends with fights, with vulgar words, and sleeping in separate rooms. So it's not about this. And even sometimes people start well. They decided to talk, but all the time you should do this, you should that. So they they start well, but how do they talk, and what do they say? Some examples: you throw your papers everywhere, and I have no place to put my mug with coffee. Or you keep talking and talking all the time, and my brain evaporates. Or you should tidy up room right now. And in this conversation, quite often people add general quantifiers: always, you never, you always. It's not good, really. It's not good. And then some misunderstanding is ready. So it's better to start from yourself, but about your feelings, how you feel, how you see. You can say about your expectation, but don't demand. You can talk about your perspective, but just your, without this general truth. It's good because then when you start from such point, the partner will not feel attacked, not feel judged, blamed, criticized. So then no reason to fight, no reason to defend yourself, no reason to resist. So it's good to talk through the prism of your emotions, your feeling, and you can as well solve any problem with not tidy room, with papers everywhere. But it's like to reverse the way of talking. Another step into your partner's shoes. Just reverse the role, or be much more with empathy. Don't focus so much on yourself that you are the only one, that you are right. Just try to see through the perspective of your partner, of the place what he's struggling maybe at work. Try to look through the prism of his eyes, his experience. Even if your partner is completely wrong, try to feel how he can feel right now. It's because you always understand your perspective perfectly, but you don't understand the perspective of your partner. Another, listen and show that you are listening active. We were talking in some lives at the beginning maybe about this active listening. Listen to really hear, not to comment, not to just try to focus on your partner. Um, Listen with your heart, not your ear. Oh, yes, this I wanted. So it's just listening without giving advice, without interrupting. Um, just let your partner to open and to be honest and to share everything truly openly. Um, you know what I mean. You can add
Yes.
something, but because lack of words, but it's high school of good conversation. Choose your words, speak consciously, because human language is very important, and people don't know what you mean. You know what you want to communicate, but people, they don't know perfectly what you mean, so you need to use right words, because words can really hurt to the core, but as well words can melt the ice from hearts. So it's your duty to manage your language, to create a new quality of your words for your thoughts, for emotions, for relations. Be just conscious and use right words. Think twice sometimes before saying something. Um, Maybe better to change into better word.
Mm.
And finish. It's also important as the atmosphere of conversation, the space, the quality is this conclusion of this conversation. Sometimes it can be just compromise. Sometimes it can be just discovery of unexpected solution. Sometimes a well-made decision. So it's about punchline. And sometimes it can be like nothing, but also it's good to finish in this way. For example, since nothing has been agreed, we will return to the conversation in a week. There are different problems in life, and sometimes we don't know how to solve, and sometimes it's impossible to solve during one conversation. But it's okay to finish calmly, giving ourselves time to think calmly during the week, and we can continue after 7 days or after a month, but it's really okay. So it's most of course pleasant when a punchline is pleasant, but sometimes it's okay when we can end, giving ourselves time and agreement. We will come back to it next time. So maybe in a what is good in relationship, how to end in a good way conversation even with difficult problems and topics. um, Touch, kiss, hug, embrace yourself at least, or just keep your hand or shake your hands. It's really good. Be grateful and thankful for the talking. It's so nice. It's really I don't see it often among people, but I know many practice. So after every talk, they are just grateful for this time. They kiss, they hug. It's beautiful, really. Uh, so even with difficult topics, such ending with this gesture of love, of care, full of tenderness. Even if we don't have any solution, it's a good ending and very valuable. So, from my part, this proposal.
Okay. Now, I will say that this, that having a great conversation, that is a key to success. It's a secret of success. Situational awareness, communication skills. Communication skills doesn't mean that you should know that the language, that you should be a master in language, whatever language is, that which word should use what time. Because conversation, a great conversation is about connection and understanding. It's not about winning or arguing, or proving your point. The key is to be present, be respectful, and be willing to engage in open-minded dialogue. As Paulina mentioned, so I will summarize that there are several key elements that can contribute to a great conversation. Like number one is active listening. She has mentioned, so I'm summarizing it. The most important aspect of good conversation is actively listening to the other person. This means giving them your full attention. Even if you have to take notes, making eye contact, and genuinely trying to understand their perspective. And open mindedness, as I said before, is, being open minded and willing to consider different perspective can help to create a more engaging and productive conversation. And number three is respect, showing respect for the other persons. Paulina mentioned as well. So that showing respect other person, when you are showing respect during the conversation, other person feel great inside, and it build up connections. So when you're showing the respect of the other person's opinion and feelings, even if you disagree with them, can help you create a more positive and productive conversation. Empathy, she's mentioned as well. Being able to understand and share the feelings of the other person can help to create a deeper sense of connection and understanding. When we stand in other person's shoes, in their situation, we understand what they are trying to say, where they are coming from. So in this way, conversation can be a great, and it can end up in a great, success relationship. Then is a good timing time, which you should know that what time is good time to talk. When someone come out for coming from the work or some other difficult tasks, or their situation is not good, and straight away if woman or man start telling the problem immediately as soon they enter in the room or in the house, that's not good timing. Having a conversation at the right time and place can help set the right tone, make the conversation more productive. Share your thoughts, feelings, opinions, and experiences with the other person and encourage them to do the same. Number seven is clarity. See clearly, speak clearly, and use simple language that the other person can easily understand. Jargon or some kind of secret language using that other person will understand. It's not the case all the time. You have to explain. So use simple language so other person can understand. Look on that person's mind as well, their set mindset as. Number eight is ask question. Ask open-ended question that encourage the other person to share more information and express their thoughts and feelings. And number nine is avoid controversial topic. Avoid discussions, controversial and sensitive topics that might create tension or disagreement. We know sometimes that what is the red point, and if we press that, other person will be bust up. So avoid those kind of pressing the red buttons, talking when you are uh, talking on that point, that can press that button's red button. Then showing interest, show interest in the other person, their life and their experiences. I learn from everyone, even from children, from older people, whoever it is. I listen them, observe them. Why? Because everyone got talent. God has gifted to everyone. So absorb things, learn from other people, from books, from other researches, from people, from experts. Make the part of your life and learn how to discuss where which word you should use, because using the word properly is very it's a that like a it's a quite important, it's vital. It can win the I mean mm, convince the other person like another way, or you can express your thoughts or feelings, what exactly you want to say, and say exactly what you want to say, not here and there, and other person get bored what you want to say. Say exactly what you want to say. So these are that's the ways how you can have a great conversation, and this is the secrets of the success as well, because conversation is vital. It creates a great deep bond. When we talk in a proper way, we know how to conversate with other person. That's vital. That's result oriented. Yes, Paulina, anything you want to say, or shall we say bye bye?
Yes, conversation is the most important because what is on your tongue becomes from your heart. And sometimes you need to clear your heart for these emotions, not to hurt anyone, but we just communicate through the conversation, how to know about yourself without words. So it's crucial. Here we are talking about relationship, but everywhere. And yes, and now I can say bye bye.
All right. Yeah, from the tongue that you use the word tongue in our culture that people say this tongue can make you sit in the thorn in a big position. It can take you to that grave as well, because if we say good words, it create good connection. It shows our ability. It shows our goodness. But when we say bad, it can cause trouble as well. So good luck, everyone. I hope
Good luck,
you
everyone.
enjoyed this and gave us your feedback. Thank you very much. Thank you, Paulina. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.